Mr. Waxman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Ms. McCarthy, the bill sets an extremely tight deadline for issuing an OCS permit, just 6 months before the date a complete application is filed. I support a deadline, but this one may not be realistic and may sacrifice important elements of the process, such as public participation. If you just devoted more resources to it, would EPA be able to evaluate a permit application, set source-specific air pollution limits, allow for public comment, and provide for administrative review within a 6-month time frame?
No, that's not possible.
What if you eliminated all administrative review?
We still would need time to make sure that the permit was legally defensible and that all of the appropriate technical analysis had been conducted.
What happens when EPA doesn't have enough time to do its job properly?
Like anyone else, we can make mistakes, and those can be challenged, and we start at square one again with the permit process for the applicant and us.
Ms. McCarthy, as you know, the Department of Interior issued permits in the western and central Gulf of Mexico instead of EPA. We've heard the argument that Interior issues permits in 30 days and EPA should be able to do the same. I'd like to ask you about this. Does EPA require air quality modeling and use of best available control technology for every OCS source that would emit at least 250 tons of a pollutant per year?
We do.
And the Interior Department, on the other hand, exempts the vast majority of drilling operations in the Gulf from analyzing air quality impacts or applying pollution controls. For example, from 8 miles on out, any source emitting 250 tons per year of a pollutant would be exempt from air quality requirements. At 30 miles out, a source could emit up to 1,000 tons per year without regulation. Interior set these exemption thresholds in 1979 and has not updated them since. Ms. McCarthy, can you tell us a little bit about how air pollution analysis and standards have changed since 1979?
Well, let me give you one quick example, Mr. Waxman, and that is that we now have a standard for fine particles, PM 2.5, particulate matter. That is one of the most serious public healths that we know of, and it's well documented. It actually accounts for tens of thousands of premature deaths annually. That standard came into being after Boehmer's rules, and they have never been updated to account for that.
It's not clear to me that Interior's approach provides any meaningful air quality protection. Another important difference is that Interior does not allow for any public comment on exploration plans, which contain the air pollution estimates. Cutting out public participation certainly saves time. The Interior Department process doesn't provide for administrative appeals either. Ms. McCarthy, could you comment on the value of public participation in EPA's decision-making and the benefits of providing for administrative appeals?
First of all, in terms of public participation, it's enormously important when you're dealing with a source of pollution that can impact public health to get the residents to understand what the project is, how it has minimized any threat to their livelihood, and to understand the context in which the facility is operating. In the Arctic, you have whaling operations where individuals spend significant time within range of some of these facilities, and you have to account for that. Give them an opportunity to be heard so you can understand how best to protect that public interest. In terms of the EAB, it is by far the fastest, cheapest, and most credible way to get to a permit that is legally defensible. It's historically been shown to be completed within about a 5-month period of time, and only 4 times has the EAB decisions ever been challenged, and they have never been overturned in federal court. So if you're looking to get to yes or no soon, that is the quickest way to do it.
Will the gentleman yield for a quick question?
Yes.
Are you saying there's no comment on DOI permitting?
Well, let's...
Actually, there's no comment on specific sources. There is, I understand, comment on a 5-year lease.
On
that is a very
plan in
general exploration plan. That's
claiming my time because it's about to run out. There's no comment at DOI in the early part of the process where we do have it at EPA. The Interior Department model is what we had prior to 1990. Congress moved the authority to EPA outside of the Western Gulf because in areas with air quality problems, that model simply doesn't work. And I'd note that this provision was adopted as a floor amendment representing a bipartisan agreement between Representatives Mel Levine, Bob Lagomarsino, Bill Lowry, Mike Bilirakis, and Billy Tozan, a bipartisan group, none of whom are still here. I hope as this subcommittee moves forward, we'll try to improve the current process, not turn back the clock. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. May I just ask one last question? If we were going to put a time limit, what would be a reasonable time limit? Because right now it's open-ended, and that's driving the applicants crazy.
Mr. Waxman, we're happy to work with you on it. I don't have a timeline in mind. I know we need to do it expeditiously, but I know that we shouldn't sacrifice public health or provide opportunities for extensive litigation where it doesn't currently exist.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that.
Thank you.